The fact that there's women out there that are completely content and okay with being toxic towards a man and his mental state up and his trust up just doesn't sit right with me. Okay, let's just clear the air right now. I hate women who sit there and victimize themselves when they're out there doing worse shit than these dudes are doing to them. His cousin, messing around with his best friend, screwing his coworker. The stories are endless. It's mind-boggling to me how badly these women out here are treating dudes, but yet they want to continuously victimize themselves or change the narrative into making themselves as if, oh, he made me this way. No one didn't make you do shit. No one made you into a shitty person. That's up to you. You are responsible for yourself. And you completely ruin it for good women out here that don't have intentions to hurt him and actually want to be good for him. But you know what? You mentally scarred this dude so bad that he can't even trust himself to actually accept a good thing in his life.
Gentlemen, you have to give it up for this woman. She took the words right out of my mouth and said what women do in relationship but never own up to. Most modern women see dating men as highly probable cause for mental health breakdown. They come up with movements that demonize men for being themselves in the relationship and tags that show men they are the main cause of unstable relationships, like men are trash. So you'll have to put up with this mistreatment because men are. And it gets me because some men believe that men are no good in relationships. Guess what it does to you, gentlemen? It puts you in an inferior position if you desire to have a romantic relationship. You'll approach the women and you'll have to overproof your worth to beat the stereotype that's set for the men. Men are putting up with lousy treatment from their girlfriends because they want the relationship work. You do things you never thought you would do because of the negative impact it has on your confidence, but you still do them anyway because if you don't, you'll perfectly fit the description of men are trash. Some women become monsters in relationships and blame their negative traits on the guy. She's sleeping around with her workmates, your friends, and a guy she met at the gym because you had an argument with her once or did something that triggered her. I'm not downplaying trauma that can be caused by an unpleasant experience in the relationship. However, we all have to be accountable for the roles we play in the outcomes we experience in situations. I'll tell you here, modern men are losing in the dating game, and we are losing because the tactics that are being used are subtle but as lethal as they can get. And I have depth covered this in some of my videos and online programs. A woman that belongs to the streets will play the victim when she doesn't want to be accountable. It lessens the self-guilt, and this is a very important aspect, gentlemen. Guilt has a way of shaping people's character. Self-guilt can make a woman re-evaluate her choices, and in the process she might be a better person. But when there's no sense of self-guilt, when a woman is cheating on you, heaven knows how far she'll go in her escapades. She will hop on anything that walks and make you the villain in this story. Another thing is, when a woman plays victim, that immediately makes you the bad guy. It becomes a hard conversation for you to call out the woman on her evil acts when she's already making you take responsibility for the actions. So there are a lot of guys feel stuck in the relationships with women who are cheating on them. I have consulted some of them. The women have manipulated them into believing that they are the reason they are lousy partners in the relationship. The woman creates the guilt in you when in a real sense she's the one that's supposed to be carrying the guilt. Toxic women are manipulative and they can make you dance to their tune as long as their techniques go unnoticed. Gentlemen, it's time that we went back to the drawing board and defined the dating values and as well as the rules. We are taught that it's gentlemanly thing to do, open the doors for your women, buy her flowers, take care of her and make her feel like the only woman in the world. I honestly don't mind doing it for the right one, but what do we get in return if she's toxic? What do these women bring to the table when we offer them all these gentleman deeds and loving them unconditionally? When a woman doesn't bring as much as you do to the relationship, she'll not give you the red carpet treatment. Forget about it. You'll be treated like the butler or chauffeur depending on how much she's willing to invest in the relationship. In plain words, you'll be the servant. What you feel for the women shouldn't be the only reason that you commit to her. Relationships are demanding, and it's wise to see what you're getting when the cost is too high. I have said it before and I'll say it again. If sex is the only thing the woman brings to the table and she demands a villa, leave her out on the cold. That's not someone you want to invest your mental, physical, and emotional health on. I learned something in my early years of approaching women and dating. Women want good guys, but they are attracted to the guys that make them feel the edge of living. Most women are okay crying over a toxic guy that calls them only when they are horny but are good in bed than a good guy actually that has no clue where G-spot is. The difference is that the guy makes her scream and chew on the bed sheets in the bedroom. The woman gets an edge of something which makes the guy irresistible to her. You'll probably have a feeling that your relationship will not work if you don't gratify your women in the bedroom and don't have an equivalent activity in the relationship to keep the fire burning. Gentlemen, I know so many nice guys. They would open the doors, pay the bills on the dates, and be there for her whenever she needs. But all they got was being friend-zoned and treated as an errand boy in the relationships. They got their confidence handed to them when a woman would walk away and hook up with another guy almost immediately. The things women want from nice guys that can get from their best friends and men that are already in their friend zone. That's why it's so easy for a woman to replace a nice guy. When I was growing up, I always thought that the men were the problem until I realized that the system is rigged and noticing that we are the only one who can love them unconditionally. It's nothing personal, but this life is personal to everyone. Women are in the relationship for selfish reasons and they'll act mostly in what's best for their interest. So she'll leave you immediately after another guy show up and offers her what she desires. Now, it might seem unfair for someone just walk away from one relationship into another, but when you are honest with yourself, these people shows us what they want. And what most people do when the person they love has a taste or preference they can't satisfy or quench is they turn a blind eye to it, like it doesn't exist. The women you are approaching or dating might look like a 10 to you, but what does it come with keeping that 10 on your side? If the price tag is bigger than what you are willing to pay, walk away. Some women are not worth you breaking your spine trying to impress them. Note again, gentlemen, we all have to understand that men are capable of loving unconditionally, so love the right one. Look out for the red flags. Now, I don't like using the term red flag because modern dating space terms some characters that are just expression of individuality as red flags. But for a lack of a better term, I'll say watch out for the red flags. Don't give yourself excuses in your mind to excuse a woman's lousy character. Let the woman be responsible and accountable for the role she plays in the relationship. But the most important thing is to remember that sometimes standing your ground might go against your short-term interests. However, it will never fail you if it was designed to help you in the long run. You might stand up to a woman and call her out on something she's not willing to change. That means that if you're not comfortable with what she's doing, you should be comfortable walking away. Gentlemen, you can only be manipulated by something you value, and women are masters when it comes to understanding what makes their man tick. If a woman is intentional with you, it's easy for her to know a good chunk about you in a very short time. Some men will quickly find ways to compromise when they are not comfortable making the relationship work. It's a notable thing, don't get me wrong here, but it's absurd if your compromise in pursuit of pleasure causes you the biggest misery in your life. Gentlemen, let women take care of themselves and put effort in you. If she wants you, let her put the effort that will impress you to stay with her. Sometimes relationships go through a rough patch and it feels like it's not worth it, but during these periods you can learn more about your relationship. You'll start looking for reasons to save the relationship, and when you find yourself subconsciously smiling when you reminisce about her, that's a woman to keep. But if you find that you are only finding excuses to keep staying with the women, then you are sitting drunk on a one-leg chair. There will always be challenges in the relationships because they give us a chance to understand each other better and grow. However, progressive challenges challenge and strengthen your emotional, mental, and even physical health. But if you ever find yourself dating a woman that makes you question the worth of your existence and she's not changing for the positive, I would advise you to walk away, as it will save you a lot of heartache in the long run. That's all from me today, gentlemen. If you want to have a chat with me, click the link below and schedule a consultation. You and I will break any barriers that are sabotaging your success in dating. Hope to see you in my next video.